Welcome to the morning session of Days of Our Craft, where we will be doing a study in color, the energy of color in a sky, and these are the paints that we'll be using today. So, yellow oxide, primary yellow, cadmium red, fluorescent magenta, titanium white, primary cyan, and possibly fluorescent cyan, fluorescent blue, and carbon black. And these are the colors. What we're going to be doing is I'm just going to be doing a practice here. I'm kind of building up to doing a painting on this piece of gesso board. Now the surface of this is totally different than this paper. It's more similar to this paper, and it's totally different than this piece of canvas, which I will be using for nefarious purposes. And then, if we have time in this study, I'm going to be painting on this canvas board. And these canvas boards, they're good for practice. They're not good for anything else. Hello, Hershey. Welcome to Random Guy Paints the Sky. Random Guy Paints the Sky. I'm going to start with some coffee here. A little bit more coffee. Got to get some good coffee slurping noises, do that ASMR stuff, All right. This piece of random paper used to just had a when you go buy underclothes, they get that piece of paper that's in there. So you love the sky. All right, we're going to be working on the sky. I think I'll use this watercolor brush here. Well, I don't know if it's a watercolor brush or not, but I need this. And I'm going to try to be more deliberate in my sky brush strokes here. I haven't started doing anything yet. 4 people are logging in, so we better get going before people just click out and say there's nothing happening here. All right, so I'm just going to do a little blue and white, kind of a grayish color here. And I wanted to do more squarish colors. There's too much water on this brush, but that's okay. I'm just going to do some random splotches of color. In this one, I'm just going to put the color down, and then just to see if I can do the color effect that I'm looking to do. And so that's really kind of what I'm doing here. And I'm going to mix down some of this fluorescent magenta with some primary cyan, and it gets this purpley color. And I just wanted to see if I can do these deliberate brush strokes, if I can make I really kind of wanted like a squarish color, in a squarish pattern in the sky. I don't know if I can do that or not, because I don't know if I like this. I just might go with doing something else. Now we're going to take just some of this and mix it right on here. But maybe we just go in some more faster motions so I can get this texture in here. trying to texture the sky. So, because what we're just starting here to do is we're just starting with a warm-up. We're going to warm up. Let me just see, because I'm going to go move to that canvas board next, and let's just see how it looks on over here. We're going to be just doing it over here as well, just to getting that, the feeling of that. Maybe I don't want to use this brush at all, and maybe instead, maybe this other brush is the right brush to use. And so let's just try it with this one. Coming back over here, and we're, but you know, the thing is, I wanted to see if I could replicate more squarish tones. And oh, welcome, Tundra Scales, welcome. I'm just trying to, I'm doing just a little bit of a, as I was explaining, I'm doing a little bit of practicing here before I start laying down color on this. Hello, Reggae the Rat. I like reggae music sometimes. I didn't used to like it, but we're going to go back in here with this fluorescent colors mixed with a little bit more of this white. Now we're coming down here. We can see, look at that. It makes a really nice color. Because I'm going to do a, yes, hello. And so kind of layering these colors in, and we're working on what the energy of the sky could possibly look like. Hello, Brenda Ray, welcome. Welcome to the study. Welcome to my classroom. Layering these colors in, and maybe I use this brush, but let's just go back to the square brush, the squarish kind of a brush. But we have this one here, and we'll go back and see. Maybe we'll do it with, and we're going to just layer the, maybe that's a better brush stroke. It gets like that. You know, when you, a lot of times when you do painting, you are just doing these live experiments along the way. And what is red and green that goes 100 kilometers per hour? What is that? I'm going to come over here, and then maybe let's just do a little bit more, and then get a little bit more of this color. Welcome, Smoking. Okay, now, and I think the faster strokes works better. What I'm going to do now is we're just going to shift right into what I'm going to be doing here for the day. And I'm going to put this aside, make sure I don't cover up anything else. There's my coffee. We're just going to pour off some tea. All right, let's get going here before I bore everybody to death. So I'm still waking up myself. As a retired bartender, I keep other hours, but I did go to bed early last night. I spilled the tea on the practice canvas. Wonderful. Okay. I'm going to start with this base coat of this reddish color here. So in this piece, I might actually put some faraway land in there. So I might actually, just for my sanity here, I might just do pencil it in kind of a, there. I'm just going to pencil this line in there, and maybe we have it that as just a far away thing, and rather than doing it Okay, I've been talking too much, but we're going to go with the square brush. Hello, Tropical Empress Amanda. Lurking, good. Lurking is good. So we're just kind of working on a sky energy. And I am doing a scene. So Thomas comes home today. So, okay, I see. Well, how long has he been in the hospital for? Or she? If I can say that. So if you're new here, don't forget to do all the 5 days. That's a long time. Don't forget to do the YouTube things like the like and the sub thing. I am kind of trying to. I'm approaching my 2-year mark on this channel, and I really wanted. Hello, Alex. Welcome. I'm going to switch over to do just some more primer blue right in here. We're going to just mix this in here together. I think that the non-slow, deliberate motions probably doesn't work very well. So, hello, Alex. You just woke up. Me too. Hello, Ramon. Welcome. So I found, hey, Ramon, I found somebody that you might look into having as a guest on your channel. She is a person casting out of Alaska who does primarily does Thoth. Is a Thoth a collector of Thoth tarot decks, and has a pretty amazing collection. And I will I'll, and actually she said she was a big fan of your channel too. And so maybe it's somebody you could consider having on one of your shows. I like this fluorescent red or fluorescent magenta. Yeah, I'll send you her info. I'll just send you. I can't remember off the top of my head what her channel was. Yeah. I just ran across her randomly just the other day because I was because she was doing a presentation on her Thoth tarot collection, and yeah, and so I thought that would be a good addition to your lineup to do that. And we're going to just put a whole lot of white down on here. Painting the sky, the energy of the sky. And then I had this other brilliant idea that came to me last night for that I might look into doing at a later time. I think I'm going to let this stuff settle for a second and let's do a little bit more. I'm going to be using a lot of white. I wonder if I could get like some affiliate market links for paints. But I think I'm still too small of a channel to do anything like that. So now we'll just kind of texture down with this titanium white. So you got you're putting your home office together, Amanda, and you're trying to listen and finish up your office at the same time. I got you. And layer in some more of this primary cyan. Kind of putting that in here. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, once you do that, do you have my, you can get my email address, can't you? Oh, your phone died? Sorry, Alex. But just go plug it in, and I'm going to be here for probably as long as it takes to do this painting experiment. Okay, good. Just going to mix these colors right on the page. Should probably turn it around this way so that everybody could see a bit more better. I've been trying really hard to go to bed early so I could get up earlier and do these shows, and then as I'm getting older, I realized that I need to sleep more. I think we're just gonna bring this color all the way down to the base of it, and then we will, any land I put in there is just going to be in the far away distance. Okay, well, what I'm doing is I am Alex. I am doing a color study for an abstract landscapes. That's what I'm doing, and so I put in a first layer of the sky, and now I'm going to do I'm probably not going to use, I might use this, but I'm going to do some faraway land. So this is the scene that I'm going to be setting for you, and I've used this scene before because yeah, and so I need to go on earlier in the day, but I wanted to go on too earlier, but I had to do my duties of making my mother breakfast and doing all that stuff, and so I have my caregiver duties to do, and so I'm gonna put in a just a faint, thin layer of color in the background. And I think I'm just gonna use this watercolor brush for almost everything today for all the fine detail work. Okay, I know you got school coming up, so yeah, but you can also watch, maybe you can't watch them live, Alex, but maybe you can watch them on the replay, and then you can, if you don't have enough time to watch my videos, then I understand, because school is very important. And I think you'll find out. If I go flash the, you'll find out. But so I am doing just going to put a little faint line in here. This is so the scene is you are on a nature hike. You're out there, like on Moon Scarab's channel last night, and where their psychics, they were talking about the need to connect to nature and so forth. And so what you are doing here is you're on a nature hike, and connecting with nature. You're on a hike, connecting with nature, and you're hiking up on a hill, and the hill is really flat on top. And when you get up to the top, you're just going to see, coming up to it, you can just see trees jutting up into the sky. But in the far away distance, you're going to see like another ridge that you could hike up to. And that's what this line is the next ridge that you're going to be hiking up to. And I'm doing this in preparation for doing a more permanent painting like this on this 9x12 gesso board. And I also have a larger piece of that gesso board, but that other gesso board is going to be, I'm going to be painting this scene or a similar scene on a larger piece of gesso board. And so that's kind of what's in the works. And then also, Amanda, I have a design in my head that I'm going to start working on that you may like, as a painting that you can put in your house. And so I'm going to just use this yellow oxide here. I'm going to tone down yellow oxide with so it makes it more of a tannish color, and that's gonna well, I was so my schedule, Alex, my live schedule is going, I'm gonna start to try to stick to it, is going to be Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So an afternoon one on Sunday, Friday night at around like 11 p.m., Saturday night around 11 p.m., and then Sunday morning, like around noonish, noon or 1, because I get out of church, Zoom church, at 11:30. So anything, and so my mom can't operate the Zoom, so I need to be present to operate the Zoom. So I'm just going to I'm going to start in just with some crisscrossing motions. This is just in the far away distance. This is land in the far away distance. Yeah, so like for instance, the Amanda, the ocean scene that the last time I did an ocean scene that was in a painting that I really like, it took me almost 9 months to complete the painting, and I haven't done an ocean scene like, yeah, I haven't done a real ocean scene with waves and everything since 2019. So it's going to take me, I'm going to have to do a lot of study of paintings and so forth before I can. I think I'm going to put this on the side. I'm going to paint on the side here, which I can do that, because I did a painting once completely upside down before too. I did a tree scene painting, like in a few years ago, and I think we want to put some faraway greens in here. So we'll just take this. I'm going to mix down some green. Maybe that's too green, but it's fine because we can just mix it in with this white, mix right on the page. Just little strokes and different layers. You can read upside down. Yeah, I can't read out upside down, but I can paint. I can do this, because actually, and sometimes it's really good to do this to do different perspectives, because because like for instance, like when I was like teaching myself how to take pictures, and so for years, and this is before digital cameras, I ran around town when I was living up in Seattle and other places where I would run around with a disposable camera, and I'd be laying in the middle of the street or looking up at the sky, or walking around town with my hands framing up a picture like this. and just to get an idea of what does it look like in a viewfinder. And so that's a perfectly legitimate way to learn how to take a picture, is to just hold your fingers up in the shape of the picture and look at things, and just look at things and how frame things up in there. How do they look in that? And so, yeah. So I kind of want this background to be really lighter because I don't want it to overshadow what I'm going to put in the foreground. And maybe we want a little thin line where it's a thin horizon line. I don't think I want to use blue, but we could do that. We'll just kind of put that in. So you're going to do the picture thing. You can do that, and just and then when you go and take your pictures, make sure that you try from different perspectives, not just taking a picture from the sidewalk, but if the street is clear, I don't want you to get run over or anything, but to go out there and take the pictures from just various vantage points. And that's kind of the part of the thing. It makes it. I'm just going to texture this stuff in here. Normally, I wouldn't use such a small brush to do this, but I'm trying to work on my own techniques. All right. You better go do what your mom says. I'm going to still be here, and probably I'm going to be here. It's going to take me, about another 30 to 40 minutes to complete this picture. So we'll just kind of just texture it, just some lines. This is, like I say, this is just in the background. I'm going to pull this color across with a bit more water. Well, so if you look at when Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa, it took him 9 years to paint it. And so when you are dealing with oil paints, which I don't deal with oil paints, it takes longer because it takes longer for the oils to dry. And so you could easily spend a year working on a painting if you were doing thin layers and so forth. And so maybe you want to take the brush strokes out, and we'll do a little blending in here with my finger, blending this in the background, kind of getting some effects. I'm just going to just finger paint this down. See if I can get yeah. So, in the age of YouTube, and TikTok and whatever that's shortening your attention span, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around something that takes you months and years to do. And I'm just going to put this over here, blend it in with my finger, blend it, just some shading. So this is like I said, this is in the far away. It's a far away ridge that you're hiking in towards. Maybe I'll come and just do a little thin black line over here. Doesn't have to be a little mountain in the back. It's a long ways away. And we'll just kind of blend this in. Blending, just kind of blending the colors. I'm trying to smooth things out. I'm trying different things, trying to do different things here. One of the things that it's really easy traps to get into when you're painting or doing any kind of art is that you get trapped into this sense of that you have to do things a certain way, that you have to do things a particular way. But you know what? You don't have to do things a particular way. You can break things up and just try different things. We're just going to put some different shadings in here, smoothing things out and making it look like something that's a long ways away. And just to picture this in your mind and then trying to picture things in your mind. I might just take, I'm going to go back in here and put some more color here. But it seems to me that this finger is working pretty good to do this sort of a texturing here. This is where the horizon line is, and working on that horizon line. Let's put a little more water on my fingers. It's a little fuzzy over there, but that's okay. I just want to see if I can make it give me the right texture, the texture that I'm looking for. And so if you're just new coming into this stream, don't forget to like and sub if you like my channel, if you like what I'm doing. This is just only one form of ASMR color texture content that I'm doing. I'm just going to have that. Maybe there's just some tributaries, some streams in the background. And I'm going to come back in and just, you have these hints that they're there. There's a lot of water on here. I don't really want to do it, but we'll just blend it in. And I go back in with my yellow oxide, and I'm just going to bring that in here, mix it more greenish. Well, thank you, Alex. This is just, I'm just setting the scene for, because when you're on a hike, you're never just coming up and then well, actually, I have seen those other images, and so I'm going to use the flat of my brush and bring in some more. Was kind of just the background, and I'm actually kind of liking some of these colors over here, the darker colors. So I'm just going to add a little bit more color texture in on over here with this yellow oxide. I might actually go into the yellow oxide and put a touch of black in here. Just a touch of black. And to make it more of a grayish tone, and we're going to add some of that in here. Just in here, and I think I'll go back in with my finger and just shape it. Getting that shape. Maybe a little white line here. kind of blends it in. A little bit, taking a little bit of that out of there, just a little bit, thinning the color down just a bit. Okay, I might want to add just a little bit of this primary yellow. Carbon dioxide, yeah. Yeah, it's a, I like, this is yellow oxide. And with yellow oxide, it's easier to get to brown with yellow oxide than it is to get to brown from primary yellow. I'm going to put some of these yellow highlights because you might be getting up here and it's just the sun, just a little, you know, sunlight on the ridge because maybe the sun is behind you. And I'm kind of, I've said that this multiple times. I've talked about setting the scene where the sun is right behind you. It's right behind your head, and you're walking away from the sun, and so you might see just the sun. This hints that there is these reflection of the suns. But the one thing that you don't want to do is put yellow in your sky because it'll turn green, and nobody wants green clouds, right? No one wants green clouds. So I think I spent enough time on this, maybe a little bit more over here, just a little bit here. It's just, we're over here. I'm going to use the flat of the brush just to give it a little more texture, some shadows. It's there. It's fine. We're not really worried too much about the background. Maybe just like that. Acid rain. Okay, so we're just like a stream clear over there. All right, now now that the sky has had a chance to it's had a chance to dry a little bit, I'm going to go back in with my brush before I ruin my brush and add some more, another layer of white on top of it. Maybe it gets, just adding that energy. Maybe we'll just come up from the bottom here. And I don't want to get that green in there at all. And I'm gonna need to get a little bit more. Yeah, acid rain. We're gonna go get in some more of this white, and we're just gonna apply it here. There's another painting I did, like, I think 2 weeks. No, it was actually, maybe it was last week. You know, the time is just blending in together. It was one that Hershey really liked, and which is another scene that I'm working on. But it had, there was just there were more of these square kind of splotches, and you know, I have round, but I don't have a means to do square. So I'm doing kind of squarish strokes with this brush to try to get square. Maybe I'll do poems. I'll do some poems at the end for you. coming over here. The different layers of clouds are coming up. And I think I want to do some straight up primary cyan and bring that up so it's just brilliant blue right here, kind of in the foreground and right on the top here. Brilliant blue. Got this big patch of brilliant blue here. Thank you, Alma. Welcome. Welcome. A little more brilliant blue over here. Well, actually, Alma, this is painting. I don't actually draw at all. If you want to this is active painting. And I'm just working on the sky. Actually, mostly what I'm doing here is I am building a highly energetic sky. And I'm going to go back over here to this fluorescent red, and mixed in with some of this primary cyan, and we're going to get a sort of a bright purpley color, and that here, and I want to maybe on the other side here, I'm going to just try and get some of that bright purple all on its own, kind of layered in here. We're just adding layers and building up. So you got different layers of the sky, and the sky has multiple layers. When you look into the sky, this is something that you do see, different layers, and the sky goes back forever. And you want to get that sense when you are on this hike and you are walking up a hill, and you know you're going to be going up on a plateau, and you just can see forever, and it feels like the world is this big vast world, and you're just looking out into infinity, and you see a big huge sky. There is some more land clear in the background, and maybe you'll reach that, but you may not, because that might just be miles away. You may be just coming up to this scene here. A plateau is a flat on top of a mountain, it's a tall flat hill, and so you're coming up to that plateau, and you're going to have a picnic lunch, and this is where you're headed, and you're not really expecting, that the sky is just this magnificent, and this is what you see. And sometimes, where we live, we can't actually get out into nature very often, or for whatever the reason, and that's what the beauty of painting these places that you'd like to be is. And so that's what we got going here. So we see how these layers are. We started with the bottom layer, and then I let that dry, and then we come back over again, and we have these different layers of color just peeking out and peeking out. And so you want to spend time on the sky, but you don't really want the sky to overshadow everything. So that's not and these motions here are kind of an essential act, because it brings in, you can get a randomness here to the sky. We're going to come and bring it down as close to the horizon line as possible without, I'm going to come in here and build this out like this. I'm going to take some of the blue in there too, and it'll be fine. Coming clear out over the edge, we're just layering these colors up. And layer them up. And I'm going to bring out some more over here because it looks kind of muddy, and I don't really want it to look muddy. I probably should bring a hairdryer in here to quicken. So your fever is gone too. Well, Alma, you can try this, and you just got to practice. Painting it's all about practice, and like I'm surrounded by a lot of my paintings and things that I did a long time ago in my first year or 2 year of paintings, and I keep those, even though I sometimes think about painting over them. I'll show you a painting that I did a few years ago. This is one that I did a few years ago. I think in 2018. What do you think of this one, Alex? I think of it like the sunglasses. There's like, here is this being looking through infinity at us. And anyways, that's a... So we're going to come back in here, just very gently use some of these strokes. And it's starting to get muddy up on the front because I'm not giving adequate dry time. And so I think that's okay over there, clear out in the distance like that. Thank you, Alma. And I'm going to just do... I'm going to start on the foreground just a minute. So we'll just do another of this. I see. Well, you know what? To really get the basis of painting, all you need are 5 colors. You just need 5 colors to start painting. If you're doing like oils or acrylics, even watercolors, it's the same. You need 5 colors. So if you're doing a basic painting, basic start. These are all the colors you need to paint. Primary cyan, a red, primary magenta, primary yellow, a black, and a white. And that's all you need. You don't need any other. But now if you want to add some other ones, if you want to do like brighter colors, like fluorescence, then you got to add different painting color types. But I think that I am done with the sky. I don't think I'm going to do any more on the sky. Oh, it's 12 you're at? 12. Where are you at then? Are you like in Spain, Alma? Are you in Spain? And don't forget to like the video if you like the video, and if you like my channel, give it a thumbs up with a subscribe. Now I'm going to go back to my watercolor brush, and I'm going to start working on the foreground. And so we're going to just start working on the foreground. I think we're just going to do... So coming right out, thank you very much. So coming right out of in here is going to be this big old tree. I'm going to put this big happy tree right here. It's just going to be here. All right. Well, thank you for stopping in for a few minutes, Alma, and it was a very pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm going to just start with some darker colors, like just some straight up black. And then I'm going to just do a whole bunch of layers here. Since I'm usually paint on paper, I'm going to come in here, we're going to make brown. At this point in time, I want to make some brown. I'm going to add, starting with this yellow oxide, I'm adding a bit of this primary black to it. I'm going to mix. I'm going to add a bit of red, just a little bit of red. And then we're going to use this kind of as a background color. It's kind of muddy brown now, and so there we go. That's how easy brown is to make. It's a little harder when you go from primary yellow, but I had said that before. Maybe this tree has some things going on like that, and maybe this tree once went through a wildfire, because you know we are in a new world now, and that new world is one where the forests are always catching on fire. And so this tree will have a big window in it, a big window that'll go up, and you'll be able to see the sky right through the window. Maybe that's why you really like this hike, because you're coming up to it and coming in there. Maybe it's got a limb here. Maybe got a limb that's coming up here, because you know old fir trees have limbs that are like this. The limbs oftentimes go up and over, and we're going to paint it that way. That limb goes up and over that way. And since this is the canvas, we need to add more water to it to get those smoother lines. And I'm going to put more water in over here. Right now, it doesn't look like much, but we're just going to layer this down. So this is a tree that no longer is green. It's not a green tree anymore because it's been burned a couple times. Other things are living in it. Let's just put some red on it too. Multiple colors, multicolored. You know, it's your tree, and you can use your imagination. Your mom says you need to go shopping for gymnastic clothes because, okay, well, Alex, I hope that you enjoy your gymnastics, and yeah, all right. But I will. This show will be back here on the replay, and you can finish watching it on the replay. You can actually turn up the speed to like 1.25, and you can get through it faster. But thank you very much for hanging out with me. I'm just going to put the red in here. I like that red in there. Red may not be in trees, but actually it is. If you go into Hawaii, you will see trees like with red streaks. And I've seen, and there lots of plants have red in them. And we'll just put some of this primary yellow in here. We'll mix it in there, make it a lot of different colors. Maybe the tree's starting to come back to life. Well, thank you. That's, you know, sometimes these trees have these little things like this. They're coming up, and I see that with like apple trees and cherry trees and other trees. Not so much with evergreens, but with deciduous trees, they put up these suckers or whatever they're called. Bye bye, Alex, and thank you for the short time that you were here. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna put this in here, kind of fill up the edge of this. We'll just put this over here. So it had a limb over this way too. Kind of maybe goes over that way. But we're going to go in and we're just going to add thin layers of primary yellow right onto it. It's going to make it kind of a grayish tone. Maybe some red too. These abstract trees. I'm going to put this gloopy paint right on there. Yeah, I'm not sure I really like this limb. It's starting to look... It's my bias. I don't necessarily like painting on canvas. I paint a lot on paper. I like smoother surfaces, but I kind of like the effect of canvas. So maybe we'll come in here and we are using that finger trick here. Blend it in. We're going to blend in these colors. Kind of smoothing it out. That might look a little bit better. We'll add a little white to it. We'll take the white from over here. We'll blend it in. It's kind of a grayish tone, but just adding layers. That's the important thing, is that it doesn't... A painting, it is constructed of multiple layers of color. And those multiple layers of color just added on there, just allow it to take shape and become and come alive. That's how these paintings come alive, is because of the layers of the color. So what I'm going to do is set that tree aside for a second, and we're going to go on and fill it in with a few other ones that are out there in the distance. Because you're still coming along on your walk. I'm going to use this paint starting to dry up, so we're going to go and use this primary yellow here and build that brown from there, adding in red, yellow, and a little black. Red, yellow, and black. All right. So I'm going to put in a few more trees, and we got to see where these trees are going to live. And so I'm going to have one of them that's going to live over here. It's going to be like this tall. And this is a suspension of your beliefs, or you have to, the trunk of this tree is actually something you can't see. The trunk of this tree. This tree is extending up. It's coming up into here. And like this one, you can't see the trunk of it. The trunk of it is long, is probably like at the level of where your knees are at when you're looking out. And it's got a nice tall tree. And then we're going to build I need to build a green color. So I'm going to make green. I need some more blue. You can't make green without blue, can you? So we're going to come out with the primary cyan. I'm just going to put another spot of this right over here. I don't know how much more we're going to use, but maybe we'll use this much. And I'm going to make green. So let's go move that paint over. I should have just spread it over there in the first place. I use these brushes. They need to be... just going to move it over. Take a bunch of it there. Boom. Move it over there. Whatever's left of the little red. And then we'll take a bunch of this white. Now it looks like mud. There we go. A muddy green. More water. More water. And we're going to make these ones with multiple layers too. And so I'm going to use the flat of my brush to make the limbs. We're going to just do this of a motion kind of like this. Kind of like this. It's a little bit too much water down there. And we're going to add a lot of different layers. It kind of looks like a sword now, doesn't it? coming up here. This is just sort of the skeleton. We're working on the skeleton of the tree right now. One of the things is that's difficult to do in painting is that you want to make this you want to make it as random as possible. And the hard part about with as a painter, it's there's this temptation to be symmetrical and to put symmetry in it. And if you look into nature and you want something to have some sense of being real, you want to take the symmetry out. Remove the symmetry from your image and work really hard at being having a non-symmetrical I shouldn't have done that, but I didn't like that. There's so much water in this paint here, and it's really bothering me, and but that's okay, because we'll fix it here. Put a little bit more white in here. Well, it's okay, because it's blending in. Now, I'm just going to come up and so when I'm doing these study picture paintings, these practice paintings, I'm trying, when I do them, to do them for real each time. And that's actually, it's important that even though you're just doing a practice painting, you want to try your best to make it the best possible painting that it can be. With every time, you want to work towards making it good, making it a good thing. I think I'm going to add one more of these trees in here, and then some other smaller ones in the background. And we're going to let that paint dry up a little bit, and we're just going to use some with just straight up black. And maybe this, actually, I think there's a different way to do this. We're going to go and use another brush, and I'm going to add, now this has this effect over here. We're going to come in with this brush here, which used to be a fan brush, and I cut the edge of the fan off so that I can actually work with it differently, work with it better. And so I'm going to come in here. I'm going to come out, and I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm going over to the edge. Well, hello, travel siblings. You're not being annoying at all. Welcome. And so I'm just going to put some of this, I'm just sort of stippling it there. It's just clear over there in the background. Maybe some different colors, some yellow. No, not that. No. Maybe. Coming over here. Just clear over there. And then let's go in here at the primary yellow. We're going to put some this stuff here. It's just there. Got this, maybe it's a foresty looking at, I don't know. Some upwards motion, trying to get a sense of there is a forest. It's over there. Maybe we'll just use this to get some upward motion. So this shapes the color upwards. And over here, it's starting to look muddy, and I don't really particularly care for that. And that's the, but so we'll, I don't like because that's the one of the drawbacks I think of working with, to me, with working with canvas is that it's difficult to get the control. Especially when you're painting small, to get the control that you want. And I'm just going to put just a little bit of this over there in the background. And just some different things. I want to go back into this damn yellow. Maybe we'll tone it down with some white. I'm going to put this over here again. It's kind of filling in the background just a little bit. It's really dark over there. I don't like it that dark. I'm going to just put this up here. Looks like it's on fire. I really don't like that effect either. But we're just going to add some more yellow. And like I said, this is a practice painting, and so you will be, sometimes it makes mistakes like that. And maybe I'll just come back in and take a little, my finger, and we're going to blend it in here a little bit. It's really brown over there. Coming to the edge here, and we'll scrape off some of that color like that. There we go. Now it's, there we go. That's what we're doing here. I'm gonna just go back in and do that. So it's just got this hint that it's there. I toned it down so it's better. I'm going to use this again, this palette knife, to kind of create some shadows or some effects there. So kind of like that. So working on trying to fix what's there. I'm going to put one more tree in. Actually, no. I did that. Now I'm going to come back with this, and we're going to put some, just some trees in the background. And thank you. That's mainly what we're doing here, is we're painting the sky. And the foreground over here is just, we're putting some trees in, kind of coming down here. And these are background trees, and now I'm just going to go back in. There'll be kind of a darker color, maybe a little bit of a grayish color. We'll just come in with this primary blue, and we'll bring it in here. Has a blue-green effect, maybe a little bit of red to tone it down a bit, and then we're just going to be just putting this down in here. I'm going to do the stippling motion. It's a hint. They're here. It is a forest. You are walking into a forest. So this just over here. It's off in the background. Making this, and we'll stipple over here. There's just trees there. Maybe we'll just couldn't put some bushes up here in the background. We'll just come over here and put a couple more in here. Maybe this one's going to be kind of tall. Another tall tree. So I'm an hour and 16 minutes into this painting. The first few minutes, there was nothing going on. I want this to come right up into this part of the sky. Kind of this focal point here. There we go. And maybe another one right here, and it's a little bit further away. It's over there. Kind of lives over there, further away. Maybe some more. Just over here, just some smaller trees. They're there. Someone's got a real tall one over there. The suspension of belief. Here we go, over there. Another one over here. And so there's just some trees here and there on the plateau that you're walking towards. All right, now I'm going to go back in. We're going to get this tone down with this really darker green. And we're going to build these in, put in some more yellow. It's over there. When we build these other trees, it will maybe we'll make a tree that's a little bit more bluer. We'll add a little bit more of this blue. It'll just make it over here. I think I'm going to extend the trunk up of this one a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So it's like, it's really tall. Maybe it's bendy. It's really bendy over that way. And then maybe the wind in that section is blowing a bit more. So you can see how easy it is just to make these trees when you're doing it like this, and it gets that, you want to get that randomness in there, get that randomness. Okay, I'm going to need something, I don't know if I have enough yellow to do this job here, but we're going to come in and we're going to do this side-to-side motion here. Using the flat of the brush. We're using the flat of the brush to build this tree. kind of a rocking motion, because you want to try to, as I said this before, I'm repeating myself. You don't want it to be too symmetrical. You have to fight against the temptation to make things symmetrical. And it's a constant battle when you are doing paintings, a constant battle as a artist to, especially for me, because I started out as a mathematician. My formal education is in math sciences. We're going to put some yellow on it just to spark it up because the sun is shining. If you're just joining us, this is the 999 ASMR Tarot program channel, and the ASMR that I'm doing right now is color textures. I'm doing visual textures. I'm going to go back in over here, work on this tree some more. We're going to add that yellow in here, building up this thing. I might just leave this one just like that, because maybe we'll just put a few. It's got some oh, there's nobody here. The big empty. Thank you, Travel Sibling. Thank you for coming in for a few minutes anyway. I'm just going to do a little bit of this in the background. We'll layer it up. Do a layer up like that. Need to add in some more. That maybe a different color in here. And just remember, I'm just some random guy on the internet. A lot of these limbs are just gone. Maybe some red. I like red in the trees too. How does that look so far? I mean, still got a lot more filling in to do. A lot more fill. To work some more on this. And then layer in in some more red. Put some more white in it. I like these strokes in here because it's like the trees just coming apart. Well, you're back, Alex. Welcome back. That was quick. Just layering this tree. I think, do I got any more of this color over here? No, I don't have any of that left. Just gonna put it in here. These different colors. Yes, sir. I am putting blue right into them. I am adding blue into the colors. And yes. I need to put some more primary yellow. You didn't, Alex. Maybe you can just leave it as your channel name if you want to. Sometimes people call me by my real name here. My real name is right on my channel anyway, and so let's take some yellow. Oh, your name is Summer. Oh, that's a great name, Summer. Welcome. And it's gonna be, so it makes it kind of greenish. You know, maybe the moss is green. You know what? It's a suspension. You can see lots of tricks of color and light. And I want to add some more red to it. I got a lot of red, so we're going to add more red to this tree. This whole limb here is going to be more reddish color. Come back over that with white. As I had said multiple times, this is a okay, so yeah. All right. So do you ever watch that channel about that lady from Texas who what was she's like what an autistic mother or something like that? Rattling Bog? No. I don't know if I've heard that song before. Let's go back in and take some of that blue. I'm gonna put some blue into this. That's wrong, but you know what? I'm gonna come back in with the primary yellow. Put it right over there. Get some greenish colors. Maybe we'll just blend it in with my finger here. Put way too much water into this. Get these rainbowy colors. And then we gotta come in back in and yeah, I can't remember what her channel name was. I can't exactly go look it up because I'm on the same device I would be looking it up. Let's just do it like that. It has kind of a rainbow effect. And maybe it's starting to come back to life. Maybe it's just got a big layer of moss on here. And as the light refracts through the you can see straight through the tree. Let's go add some more color over here. Maybe some red. Tone it down. Hints of red. Do we have any blue left? I do. I'm going to take that over here. Take some remainder of that primary cyan, primary yellow. Mixed in with some primary cyan. Just adding some new different layers in here. So it just doesn't look like a bunch of regular, like a bunch of lines. You know what? You can't say that, Summer. You can't say that you said that because you are you can't say that you will never draw anything better. You really cannot say that because you don't know the future. You don't know what you'll be able to do 10 and 20 years from now. And it's very easy when you are a kid to get frustrated because your ability in your mind and your ability with your hands do not match up. So I don't really you gotta train yourself to not think that way. You gotta train yourself to not think that because what you're doing doesn't look good now, it doesn't mean that in the future, and you keep working at it, that it's gonna be the same. So you don't want to give up before you even start. Like for instance, Summer or Alex, I've been writing poetry for since like 1988, since 1988, and I didn't start to get mediocre as a poet until like 2008. So 1988, 1998. So it was 30 years. I wrote poetry for 30 years before I became mediocre. So these things take time. It takes time to develop your style. It takes time to train your eye. It takes time to train your hand and how to move. And now I've been painting since 2016, 2015, but I'm still working on training my hand so that my paintings can match what I envision in my mind. But when you do other art and things like that, it all spills over. It spills over, has a spillover effect. And so I just really want to iterate that to you and to anyone else that wants to do something and they're not very good at it right now. It's just that don't worry, because you just keep practicing, and eventually you can get better at it. And that's the way it works. It takes years and years and years of time to gain understanding, like even to do things. Spill over. I said that. Oh, it's funny. Anyways, I mean, I was thinking of, I want this to be more defined on this side. Like, for instance, I rarely paint on canvas. I don't like this. I don't like this effect, even though I know this effect from afar can make it look like there's like moss growing on it. And I'm not as good as Bob Ross is as a painter. And getting these lines and getting lines on a canvas isn't easy. Getting smooth lines, because the surface of a canvas is bumpy. It's bumpy. And I'm just going to bring in the color, bring it in. I'm layering it down. I'm just sort of making more random lines here. Bring it in. Let's go get that blue. Bring that blue in. Different colors, and we're just layering this color in. Coming up there. Yeah. I started watching Bob Ross again just the other day. I hadn't watched him for years. A couple of years anyway. I have another painting that I'm going to be doing, which I'm not, is painting ocean waves as they're coming at you. And so it will require a bit of study first before I can even begin to, I have to it's really difficult to get that sense of the waves breaking over this way. And so we'll have to do the study first before you even, and then lots and lots of practice. Because that's actually, it takes a bit of time to do that. I'm going to add more of this black in there because this, as I said, this was a tree that caught on fire. And it is starting to heal from, I'm going to make this go this way. Have these lines coming out like this. It's kind of twisted, and it's twisted, and it's a twisted, it's twisted. You know what? It's whatever you think it is, Alex. I'm not define. I didn't define what it was. It could be a little trickle of. It could be a road, or it could be a river. It's whatever your mind thinks it is. So, and that's the other thing. It's like with poetry. So it's, if you say it's a road, then that's what it is. That it's a road. You know, with poetry, it's not up to the writer to interpret what the words mean for the reader, because you can do a reading of poetry and add all kinds of emotion in the reading of it. I'm going to draw this down. That. Well, you just keep working on the sketching. I watched this presentation last night on about a guy who did a recreation of the Mona Lisa. And he said that he started out by just sketching. He's been painting, I think, for, at the time of the filming of it, had been 30 years, but he didn't start out painting. So he started out sketching. And so if you're good at sketching, then you just keep doing the sketching until you get really, really good at it, and then you move on and do something else. I'm going to go back in here, bring that red in, because it gets it more of these brownish tones. I'm going to blend this down. Come in there. Okay. I'm going to bring this thing out to a close here in a second. But I'm going to draw a tarot card out of my little tiny tarot deck. I do have tarot in the... I think we're going to do... I wonder if I can... Yeah, I might do some birds with... So I'm going to add into the mix just some birds flying in. My hand is shaky. Soaring high. Yeah, it'll be just a few minutes because I've been on for almost 2 hours. And I haven't had my breakfast yet. Maybe one of these is just like a little dot clear in the background. Maybe it's just something, you know, over here and maybe down here. Okay, so I added some birds in there at a distance. I'm going to sign here. I'm not really good with signing with my initials. My initials. Yes, sir. I 24. There's that. It is almost 1. I haven't had breakfast yet. I oftentimes fast. I need to take my, so we're gonna go, I don't want to put paint on my tarot cards. I think it'll be fine. Do I have another napkin here? So I am going to see what the tiny tarot is going to say for us, for me, for you, for anyone. And look, it's the juggler. Juggling 2 different things. So I'm going to do another live tonight at 11 p.m. probably. And I'm going to do paper mache. So we're juggling different things. And this one just kind of says that we're be good at that, juggling different things at the same time. Maybe you have to make a choice here, but we can do this. We can juggle school and play, work and play. And I will be doing something like that again on Sunday afternoon. I'm going to try and make some paper clay this week and do a sculpture Sunday afternoon. I tried doing that with that Play-Doh that I made, but I was drying out that Play-Doh and a bird ate up one of my Play-Doh sculptures. A bird ate my sculpture. So anyway, so this is the message of the tarot for me, for you, for anyone. It's the juggler. And that's about multitasking and bringing into balance your life, maybe your work life and your spiritual life, and how you do that. Yeah, I know, that's fine. I don't like that Play-Doh. I'm not gonna, that was an experiment that I'm not gonna do again, but maybe I'll do it again. I can't say that I won't. But here is this sense of bringing balance into your life, and that balance between your spirit realm, whatever that is means to you. I'm not like saying advocating any particular religion or anything like that, but there's that sense of otherness and coming into a place of balance between you and that sense of otherness. And so in this painting, it is that bringing together a balance between the physical and the spiritual world, between your imagination and your life. And that's what the tarot said is the meaning of this painting here, and that need for balance in your world. So that's all I got going on here. This is what I modeled that painting on, and I did this yesterday. And this is another one that's very similar to it. So I paint these things multiple times. And that's what I got. So this is the 999 ASMR Tarot. You got some tarot. We got some visual textures and things like that on the days of our craft. And I'm just some random guy on the internet guiding you through this experience. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking and subbing to this video. And come back again later, and I'll be bringing something else at you. Bye-bye. Bye, Alex, and bye, everybody who tuned in today. And bye-bye, and good afternoon.